Hello folks. Right, another quick update while I'm here. The sounder, the alarm which keeps going off intermittently, there's nothing that I can see in the system that would cause such a problem. I know I disturbed the earth, which is possibly what set it off. Although, I will show you, as I say, that's the earth on the top where it sits underneath, the expansion tank sits on top of it, basically. And there's 4 screws that hold it on. Guess what I just found when I opened it up? Yeah, I think that might be the problem. We've had a bit of ingress of water. Good grief. I'm going to have to clean all this out. I don't know how. I've just got to be very careful. That's a nickel battery in there as well. In fact, I just removed that. It's just got its own power supply. Yeah. So I didn't realise it actually had its own little power supply. The nickel batteries are like, they're not as good as lithium ion. They're definitely old school. I don't know why that is. It's possibly, I've heard of stories where people have had like their battery running low, and that's caused the alarm to go off while driving. That is a common problem apparently, and it's usually the battery. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at that as well. But yeah, I'm going to dry this out completely. Right, I'm going to just take you through this. Right, we've got the cover over there. Okay. Now, the board is just literally on these studs, okay, those little studs there, 1, 2, 3. Now, as far as I can see, I know the lighting isn't great, but we need to disconnect the wiring to the battery and then disconnect the wiring which goes into the module itself. It allows us just to take the board off and clean everything separately. This is a better view. Now, if you've got some thin pliers like this, all you need to do is push the sides and then just wiggle it gently out, okay? This one is being a bit more of a pain, but that's what you do. You push in the sides and then just wiggle it out of the board very gently. Right, now they're completely disconnected. We've still got this one to take off. Look at the corrosion at the back of that. That is, this has got to be what's causing the problem. I mean, look at that. Green. Yeah, this is definitely, I think, the problem with the sounder. Mate, this can't have been from when I chucked loads of water over that seal. I mean, there would have been excessive water going in that area than normal, but no, this has been happening for a long time. Yeah, I think this red section is completely responsible. I mean, that red wire, by the way, doesn't look very good. I'm going to have to look at the copper in that because the insulation doesn't look very healthy. But I've cleaned it up, but I mean, look, you can still see the green in there. It's just so bad. I do think that this is definitely the answers to why this alarm just keeps going off by itself. Just use my fiberglass pen to get in there and then clean out the connection. What I've done here is I've just used a pick to pry the connection points and pull the whole thing out. I mean, that's bad. And look, there is actually a small break in the insulation just there. I'm going to have to sort that out with a bit of insulation tape, but that is dreadful. We're going to have to go over the whole connection and get the other one out as well. I mean, even with contact cleaner, it's not responding that well. It's cleaned up a bit. Don't forget to clean the inside of the connector. What I'm going to do is use the good old-fashioned bicarb, water and white vinegar. Mix them together and put the connectors straight in. I'm going to have to take this battery because I don't want that falling in. But basically leave it there for a good I'm going to leave it there for a good hour to react, and hopefully the reaction we're going to get is clean metal basically. There you go, I've come up with a better solution. I've just balanced the wires in my little cup from my contact cleaner instead of the big cup over there, and balanced the battery on the rest of the sounder. Meanwhile, I am going to just clean up this, but it should be straightforward really. I mean, there is, from what I can see, a little bit of corrosion there on the right hand side, but it's okay. So I'm just going to clean the board up and we're just going to leave that to settle for quite a while and then clean all this out. So job's a good one. I think I should actually have a contract. If I actually monetize this channel and get advertisements, I think I should be sponsors for a brand of electrical contact cleaner. The amount of electrical work that this car has needed, and amount of things that I've cleaned just to eliminate potential issues or preventative maintenance, it's ridiculous. Little update on the interior. It's all coming back together really nicely, exactly the way it came out. I am cleaning stuff as it goes back in, and I will give you an update in the next video. Just finish this off. Just go straight in there. I don't want anything left. Right, that's come out after being half an hour in the bicarb, and it is much cleaner. The earth is cleaner. That is much cleaner. There is a tiny bit of remnant left, but honestly, that's so much better than it was before. And yeah, this is cleaned. We're just going to clean this back, and we're going to pop everything back together. Now, what you can do is just pop this cover off, and what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to clean around these contact points onto the actual sounder itself, the alarm bell, and just use my heat gun to just heat everything up. I'm going to do the same with the circuit board, just a gentle heat, more localized. And now what I have done is I've put some insulation tape rather neatly around the end, but the truth is it is merely to protect the copper wire. It has been heat shrunk around, so it's going to go back into this connector, and then we'll put it all back together again. So I'll cut to that last shot, and it should fit nicely back in the casing. It's just that these wires stick up, but the battery just sits in there. I'll put the top cover back on, if I can just find the locating pin. Yeah, and then put the screws in, and we're going to test it. I don't think it's actually possible to test the back side of it really, unless I do a continuity test, which is rubbish. I think there's one thing to note about this whole thing. The battery pack is a 7.2 volts. I think it's 270 milliamp hours, something like that. You can get 7.2 volt battery packs quite easy if that was at fault. I didn't actually get much on the multimeter with it, so I'm not sure whether it was just that I couldn't get the actual pointer, the actual crocodile pointers on the battery. But we're going to put this back on the car and say it's dried, it's been cleaned up, there's no corrosion, and of course, because it's made in Ireland, they always give problems for some reason. Yeah. We're going to put it back on, and hopefully that may cure the alarm. What I have thought about while doing this is, I said before that the interior perimeter alarm sounder, the alarm sensor, has been disconnected. So why would the alarm go off? Now, the person I bought it off said that the alarm, well, basically the perimeter alarm was responsible for the alarm going off, and as I've showed you in the previous video, there was green corrosion on that as well. Now I've cleaned that off, so that sensor hopefully will be okay. And obviously I think what might have happened is excess water has got into this with my testing of the seal by throwing water in the area, so I've got to make sure it is tight. Bit of a gap there, but as I say, water shouldn't get in there in any good manner. So we're going to put it back on, and I'm going to just put the battery on and see if it actually goes off, because the last 2 times that I've put the battery on, it seems to have gone off by itself. So fingers crossed. I'll probably show that in a future video, but it's very simple to put it on. You've got the bracket that goes on top, put the nut back on, and then put it onto the body. So yeah, if you have a Rover, I suspect this is for the facelifted models. If you have a facelifted 25 and 45, you will have one of these boxes. I don't know about the 75 because that's a completely different beast in terms of pretty much everything. So we'll go with that today. So I will see you very soon. Take care.